To top of the afternoon to you laddies, it's me, your boy. Welcome back to the Everything series. A new skin, who this, the alley hair, the mud drip arms, the skulk boots. Oh, it's fantastic, it's perfection. Brick name, r/waddles. Very nice. Thank you. This week's episode of the Everything series is all about mud, a brand new exciting block coming in the wild update. I've done some tests. Today we're going to talk about getting mud, we're going to talk about using mud, and we're going to talk about how mud might kind of revolutionize farms. No joke, the stuff is amazing. We start with backstory. Mud was added to the game in snapshot 22W11A. That was the first 1.19 snapshot. Except we actually kind of first saw mud at Minecraft Live 2021. That's when the wild update was shown off. Except we kind of first saw mud in Minecraft Earth. Oh, rip, gone too soon. Aesthetically, the block is on point. It's a nice looking block. It's like grayish brownish. The texture is pretty much the same on every single side. It comes in another form though. Naturally, you'll be able to find it looking like this or like this. Rooted mud. Mangrove root. Muddy mangrove root. It's a nice looking block. I mean, it might be useful in builds or something. It's more of just a natural generational thing. Now you could level mud up a little bit and make it packed mud. Look at how good this stuff looks. Oh man, we'll talk about using this stuff a little bit later on today. And then even better, chef's kiss, fantastic, perfect, perfection, all of those things. Mud bricks, sweet, sweet mud bricks. Now today's episode is a little bit more focused on the natural version of mud, this stuff right here. But we will also talk about the other versions of mud because they're so closely related. So let's talk about finding this stuff or getting it. How do you do that? Well, you have two options. You can either find or you can craft. If you're trying to find it, you're going to need to find the mangrove swamp biome. Right now, mud only generates inside of the mangrove swamp biome. If you can find a big mangrove swamp biome, getting a lot of the stuff is not really going to be a problem. But if your mangrove swamp is small, you might kind of be out of luck and you'll just want to craft it instead. If you'd like to check this stuff out in a world for yourself, this is the seed that I'm using and the location. This swamp is big. Oh yeah, and real quick before we get too far into the episode, if you're here and you're new, subscribe. The Everything series is a brand new staple on the channel. Every single week, a new episode on something in the game. Last week was iron farming. And if you're excited for 1.19 or extremely bored with it, then destroy like. Thank you. By my math, that should cover everyone. When it comes to crafting mud, insanely unique. There's only one type of block in the entire game that is crafted in a relatively similar way. So inside of the crafting table with water and dirt, nothing at all. That's because you actually need to place the block into the real world, just like concrete. So place a dirt block down, use water bottle on the dirt block, and boom, there you go, mud. Now, with a little bit of dispensers, redstone trickery, you can actually automate this process as well, which is really, really cool. Either way though, manually automate it, that's how you craft mud. Now if you want to take things a step farther, get packed mud, then you're going to need a crafting table this time in wheat. So wheat plus mud block and crafting table equals packed mud. So if we just go ahead and do a bunch of that, then we can go ahead and take things one step farther and do mud bricks. Now interestingly, you might be able to think you do mud bricks in the stone cutter too. Yikes. Unfortunately, mud brick fans, this is terrible news for staircases because this means staircases are going to be pretty expensive, 6 blocks down to 4, just like wood. But, I mean, if you use the slabs in the walls, I guess it's not bad. Yikes. Like I said, focus on the natural stuff today, but we'll talk about this other stuff too. So, I've run some tests here. Instamining. Can we instamine mud and the other blocks? And also, can we just mine them in general? So, yes, obviously you can mine them. You mine them with your hand. There you go. You get that. Wooden shovel, a little bit faster. Stone, gold, iron, diamond, netherite. How about instamining? Can we instamine this stuff? Yes, as you can maybe tell here, you can mine it really, really quickly. To instamine it, efficiency 5 iron shovel. Boom, there you go. Or even better, efficiency 3 diamond shovel. Absolutely. Instamining mud, very, very easy as you can see here. Don't even need netherite at all. How about the other stuff? So, as you maybe remember, to craft this stuff, hardest stuff in the world, you take mud, not very hard at all. You take wheat, which apparently is hard or something. And then all of a sudden you need a pickaxe for some reason. So, pickaxe for both of these blocks, that's the tool. If you use the shovel, you get, well, I mean, I guess technically speaking, you could use the shovel. Packed mud can be broken with your hand and you'll get the block. But mud brick is not exactly the same. If you try and break the stuff with your hand or with a shovel or with anything that isn't a pickaxe, you will get literally nothing. So something about combining it with wheat means you need a pickaxe. I don't know. Now, instamining. Can we instamine this stuff? Absolutely. Check this out. Diamond pickaxe efficiency 5. Packed mud right here. Not a problem. Instamine that really easily. So that's that. How about mud bricks? They're a little bit tougher. Unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. However, let's say we had haste 2 beacon. Boom, look at this. It's wonderful. Haste 2 right there. Now, if I mine this with the same pickaxe, instamine. There we go. So you can instamine every single type of mud. Pretty easily, too. For all of your mud fast mining needs, the answers are pretty simple. Efficiency 3 diamond shovel are better for insta-mining this stuff. Efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe are better for mining packed mud. Efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe plus haste 2 or better for mud bricks. Natural, normal mud is fascinating. When it comes to properties, this block is really interesting. This is not just a normal block, and that's why I chose the topic for this episode. So check this out. If I move forward, watch the screen. You can see that right there. I kind of bumped down a little bit. The mud block is a normal solid block. Like if we compare it to another one right there, it's literally the same size, but it's not at the same time. Now, one thing that I can't really get the answer for, I've been literally staring at this for like too long, is this block visually smaller than like a solid block? I literally can't tell. Like I said, I'm going crazy, so I can't have the answer there, but yeah. Yikes. But anyways, mud is interesting. So what's happening here is you're being bumped down specifically 2 pixels compared to a normal block. Soul sand, same exact thing, 2 pixels compared to a normal block. So soul sand compared to mud, same exact level. Soul sand is mud, mud is soul sand, except mud is not slowing you down at all. You move the full speed on mud. Absolutely amazing. This is the exact mechanic that potentially makes this thing groundbreaking for farms. But remember that. We'll come back to that. So mud is a solid block, but at the same time, it's not really a full solid block. This got me wondering about weird things. But real quick, before we talk about those weird things, what about mud bricks and packed mud? Are those full normal solid blocks that you sink down? No, you don't sink down into the other mud types. It's just the natural mud. So anyways, weird things. What I was talking about when I said that a second ago was like basically like non-solid blocks or like plants, torches, lanterns, you know, things that are a little bit different. What can you put on mud? Well, all of these things that we're looking at right here are placeable on mud. This is going to include all of the saplings. This will also include all of the flowers, weird things like nether mushroom, twisting vine right there. The normal mushrooms are also going to work if it's dark enough. Torches, lanterns, you know, stuff like that. The bottom of a mud block, as far as I'm aware, is basically a normal block. So pointed dripstone, cave vines, you know, other things that you can put on the bottom of a block, they seem to work. Some other things that you can put on mud, like on the side, vines, ladders, glow lichen, stuff like that. These plants work. Interesting. Keep that in mind. What are the big no's? The big no's, small drip leaf, cactus, a lily pad. Those are the 3 big things that I could find that absolutely you cannot place on a mud block, but they kind of make sense. I mean, like, if you think about it, why would you be able to place a cactus on mud or even a lily pad? I guess small drip leaf is kind of weird, but then again, small drip leaf is kind of particular with what you can actually put it on. Will a sapling grow on mud? Amazing, amazing, beautiful question. Let's go ahead and raise the random tick speed. Yes, saplings will grow on mud. So, yeah, it seems like for the most part, the mud block is essentially a normal block when it comes to the things that you can put on it, on the side of it, down below it. Remember the plans. We'll come back to those at the end. Uses of mud. What do you use this stuff for? So, aside from building, of course you could build with this block, you could actually use this stuff in a clay farm. Mud has this interesting functionality where basically you can pair it with a block and pointed dripstone to essentially drain it of the dirt or something and turn it into clay. It's really cool. Now this mechanic will take time. This whole time factor is tied to the random tick speed game rule, which means if we speed things up from the default 3 to like 300, then we can watch this happen a whole lot faster. Check this out. When we have mud, random block, pointed dripstone, it will actually eventually drain to clay. Meanwhile, if we have mud and pointed dripstone right below it, it will not work. The really weird thing about this mechanic here is the block doesn't even need to be solid. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be changed by the time the update comes out, but like, look at this. The slab right there, it's literally not even touching, and it will work. And same with the staircase, that's going to work. Glass, I mean, glass is kind of weird. Glass will work too, and all of these normal blocks will work as well. So you can drain mud with some really, really interesting blocks, but pointed dripstone right below it, no, like literally impossible. Will not work. And then aside from maybe like building with this block, could be a really nice building block. Of course, like we talked about right in the beginning of this video, you could use the mud block to craft the other types of mud blocks. Now packed mud, mud bricks, both amazing looking blocks, very, very good, but functionally, Nothing really unique here. These blocks are basically building blocks. They look nice, they look different. This one, oh boy. I mean, aside from the literal path block that's in the game, Packed Mud might be one of the best looking path blocks of all time. Like, look at this stuff. This is gonna fit so many different build themes, like a modern thing, a medieval thing. Like, that's a really, really good option for a path block. And then, I mean, mud bricks, you don't even really have to talk much about this one. They are a literal brick. Bricks are some of the most useful blocks in the entire game for building. You've got a wall, you've got a stair, you've got a slab. The whole family is here. Building all the way. Make a building only out of mud bricks. It looks okay. Make a building with mud bricks. Probably looks even better. Building. 100%. So Soul Sand has this pretty interesting functionality. It's been in the game for like a long time, basically because it's a little bit smaller than a normal solid block. If we drop something on Soul Sand and a hopper is right below it, the hopper can pick it up. Meanwhile, if we had like a normal solid block right here and I drop something, the hopper's not going to be able to reach it because it's like a normal solid block and it's just basically too far. Soul Sand, it works. Like we talked about earlier on today, mud is essentially Soul Sand. Like, it's the same block, but it's a little bit different. Will this work? Oh boy, you tell me if this is working. I mean, I don't know, but I think that's working. I think that's working right there, and that is huge. Let's go ahead and jump back over to some blocks that we can place on mud for a second. Just real quick here, a torch, a lantern, some random things, and flowers. Specifically, interesting. A flower can be placed on mud. By the way, that doesn't work with Soul Sand. Nope, not a chance. Hopper minecarts in general, potentially annoying. I mean, they can be bumped and stopped, they can be noisy, you know, everything like that. What isn't annoying? Oh, my sweet friend, the hopper. The hopper is not annoying at all. So check this out right here. This is a honeycomb farm that I set up in my world here. I have flowers on top of the mud. I have hoppers right below that thing. Is this farm working? Is it picking up the honeycombs? Again, please, you tell me. The potential uses that mud has inside of farms is huge. If you have any kind of farm that throws items on the ground, you don't need a hopper minecart. You could just use hoppers below the mud. Now, realistically, one single hopper minecart in a minecart track is definitely cheaper. However, sometimes maybe you're working in a situation where you can't really have a minecart bouncing around or just don't want to, then this is an option. This is definitely an option for you. Items can and will consistently be picked up every single time by a hopper if it's right below a mud block. So, a bee farm, amazing. You could set up a honey bottle farm, a honeycomb farm, have the hoppers right below it. That's wonderful, that is compact, but it doesn't stop there. As of 22 W15A, sugarcane and bamboo, they're going to work on mud too. Before 22 W15A, twisting vines would work as well, and they still do, but I think bamboo, sugarcane are the more useful ones, so of course it's going to work the same. You set up a small, compact, automatic sugarcane farm, bamboo farm, kind of just like this thing right here, but with pistons and, you know, the other farm supplies instead. It's compact, it's amazing. On a small scale, in a tight space, this is potentially revolutionary. On a large scale, I mean, if you have a lot of excess iron, maybe you set up an iron farm or something, then you're good to go too. The big thing here is the concept though. Maybe this will unlock something inside of your mind. Take this concept, use it in something else, and if you do that, let me know. I would love to hear about it. That would be awesome. A functionality I'd like to propose that would revolutionize the revolution here would be sugarcane being able to be placed on mud if water isn't next to it. I mean, after all, mud is like kind of wet, the whole point of drip zone draining things. So maybe this could be a cool opportunity for another unique property for the block. The sugarcane, it would be able to be placed on mud even if water isn't right next to it. I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of cool. Last and definitely least, one more interesting mud functionality. Because this block isn't a full block and we have a falling block that lands on it, it breaks into the item form. So sand, gravel, plus mud, instantly mined. And there we go, everything to know about mud. Now, because this is technically an upcoming feature, if anything big or major changes about this block, I will update a pinned comment down below this video. If enough changes end up happening to this block, which I think is extremely unlikely, then maybe I'll make an updated version. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. What topic would you like to see next? Mob, item, block, biome? Everything's on the table. Request it down below. Links are in the description. Playlist to the series is on the end card. Check it out. Big thank you to my patrons, Archangel, Ground Crazy May, Lord Zenera, and Hush Sound 34. Thank you all so much for the support. It's been me, your boy. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.